Well, it's an absolute vibrant day with amazing people, and one of the amazing gentlemen is right here with me, Dr. Javed. Warmest welcome to you.
Thank you so much. It's absolutely fantastic to be here at the Fluxx Conference. My first time in Philippines, and obviously my first time in Manila. So it's and Okada. Oh my God, it's absolutely amazing venue that you have here. Thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure to have you. I have a question. There's going to be an award ceremony. There has been half of it done already. So the award that you're receiving, you received it or you
I have received it, yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much, thank you.
So how was the feeling, how was the experience, and what does this award mean to you?
I mean, the energy in the room is absolutely lovely, and it means not just a positive thing for me, but also for my team, for my family. A lot of what people have been talking about today is relating to leadership, and how leadership is related to accountability, governance. All these things are really important, and being present. And I think that's one of the key messages that we're taking back today from at least this morning's part of the conference. And as I say, it's not only a reflection of how I am dedicated to my craft, which obviously I am,
Yes, you are.
but it's also to do with how my team is and how hard they work back in the United Kingdom, internationally as well, and how much we strive to make sure that when we have each patient encounter, that they matter, and that they feel that what their concerns are matter as well, and making sure the patients feel important. We call this being patient-centered.
Yes, for sure. One of the most noble professions and one of the most respected and extremely hardworking. I think medical line, when it's concerned, it's not about doing the work professionally, but you are just giving your soul out there.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
for sure. My next question to you is, so what has been your biggest challenge of your journey? Everyone has their own challenges whatsoever. So what was your personal biggest challenge when you started your journey as a doctor, and how did you overcome it?
So, I mean, there's been a number of challenges. And obviously, one of the things is because I'm an aesthetic doctor, and you know, we have to go through all the specialties before we become an aesthetic doctor. At least that's the case in the United Kingdom. So we have to do all the hematology, all the obstetrics, gynecology, pediatrics, internal medicine, the whole lot, before we approach, you know, as a subspecialty of dermatology. So one of the biggest things is coming from the culture that I come from, and I am going to talk about this tomorrow a little bit in our panel because I'm moderating tomorrow, is going to be about the challenges of people understanding aesthetic medicine, because they compare it to just, you know, general medicine. They compare it to life-saving thing, and they say, right, so when I chose to become an aesthetic doctor, one of the very interesting things, I got a comment from a family member, a very close family member, and they said to me, so are you becoming a beautician now? So one of the key challenges is to actually make people understand what it is I do, and the fact that I don't only, how would you say, treat something visual. That is part of it. But the other side of it is the person as a whole, how they feel. Their self-worth is very important. So there is psychology involved in it, as well as the dermatology side of it too. And then the other side of it is patient education, meaning that how to educate the public about, there's many things that we see, and we, you know, it's a love-hate thing with Instagram, for example, social media. There's all these filters and amazing things that you can do with the face, the body, etc., etc. Some funny, some not so funny. But it's about putting that patient education in, that what it is they want to achieve. Is it healthy for them? Is it healthy for them physically, but also mentally? And also, is it realistic? So all of these come into play, and we have to educate. And all the time we're fighting with social media to be able to educate our public. And that's one of my roles, because not only am I an aesthetic doctor, I also work quite a large amount in governance. So I'm president in one of the sort of societies for when it comes to education. I'm also chair of the Independent Doctors Federation. So we have a lot of things that are going on, and there's a lot of changes that are happening within the United Kingdom when it comes to regulation, because right now regulation is not so common, and it's some change that we need to bring to make sure all the doctors are also at a higher standard and at the same standard as well. So there's quite a number of challenges, and it's a very interesting time to be in aesthetic medicine.
So I think the initiators of any sector, any industry, bring the change and create history.
Yeah.
And the very first challenge which you mentioned, I can relate so much with it, because there are many nations and many ethnicities who focus on medical field being just taking care of one of the life-saving problems, but not prioritizing the mental well-being and how
Yes.
you feel psychologically. And it's so amazing to know how you are focusing and working towards it. And I'm sure in a decade we'll have different vision and opinion of people about this, thanks to your initiative and your team's initiative.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And my next question to you is, what values or principles have guided you towards your success?
I think it's what I mentioned in the beginning, being patient-centered, treating the patient as a whole and not just only one thing and one aspect. So when we see the patient as a whole, they begin to open up. You start to see the full human being, as it were, and also the aspect that they want treating too. So when you put all of that in what we call a holistic way, where we see the patient as a whole, that is the biggest difference and biggest change that we are delivering to that patient. And not only are we treating that patient, but also we're delivering significant change.
My last question is my self-curated question, because now I understand what you're working towards. Being an aesthetic doctor, I'm sure you also have a very big responsibility of making sure how feeling good and being confident in their own skin is only good unless it becomes an obsession for many people. So I'm sure your guidance towards your patients has to weigh in many terms. So what do you have to say on that?
It's a very important point you make. I've had some patients, now I've been in the industry for 19 years. My patients are growing older with me. And I have seen how they change. When I say change, they improve in their own confidence. How one of my pillars when it comes to treating patients is being ethical. Whatever I do, I use evidence-based medicine, but the ethicality is absolutely crucial. And how I highlight that is making sure that a patient doesn't get carried away, being balanced in their treatments. Most of my patients want natural results. 90 to 99% of my patients receive natural results. And what I mean by that is treating them in an ethical way to have ethical results as well. So this pre-COVID overfilling look with the lips, with the cheeks, is now yesterday's news. It's all about skin quality, enhancing what you have in a realistic way, and also maximizing that potential as well. Making oneself confident, but also ethically.
Ethical as well, yes, I'm sure. That's a wonderful answer, and we get to know so much of the inside, how important it is to feel confident, look great, but at the same time not turning something into an obsession at the same time, staying healthy. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And it is our absolute pleasure and honor to have such wonderful visionaries like you.
It's a pleasure being here. Thank you so much. Thank you
Lovely event.
also to the Fluxx team.